Hi guys, it's Theresa here of TNT Scrap Explosion, and so today I'm sharing with you a Project Life layout that I am creating using our brand new collection called Quilted Hearts, and specifically I am using the journaling cards and the printable elements that are included in the collection pack. And excuse me. So I've started off, I have my photos printed and my journaling cards are all selected and ready to go. Now, this layout that I'm working on here is actually from 2012, and I haven't really shared anything from this album in the past or anything, so it's sort of random, but it is an album that I need to begin focusing on, and probably will be my next project when I finish up 2014 in my Throwback Thursday series. So consider this a little sneak peek from what's coming next for TBT. And so this is week 30 in the year 2012. And let's see, I'm trying to remember what those dates were. Those dates were July 22nd through the 28th. No. Yeah. I think so. No, that doesn't make sense. It was May something. Okay, I'm going to have to wait until I stamp it on the layout, because now I don't remember. So anyway, back to the important details. This is the grid journaling card, and I decided to use it for the week number card here. It has a great space for the week word and the number, and I'm using Fancy Pants, A Beautiful Life alphabet set, and then also the puffy stickers from that set to create that title. And then I'm going to stamp the date onto the card itself. Now I'm really kind of miffed about what week it was. Anyway, so this is what happens when you work in multiple albums at one time. I'm still finishing up 2016. I'm still finishing up 2014, and I just started 2017 as well. So there's just no telling what week I'm in. I'm not even sure what week I'm in real life. So anyway, there we go. I used one of the flowers as well that you can print and cut with your silhouette. I have printed those on cardstock and also on vellum. This is sort of a habit that I've gotten into whenever I order or purchase a digital kit that has individual elements or has print and cut files. I like to go ahead and print them out on cardstock and on vellum, just to have some options there and provide a little bit of variety. And so I have to tell you guys a little bit about where we were in our life in 2012. And so this is actually before Alan and I got married. We got married in September of 2012. And so we were still dating. We were engaged at this time, but still dating, and we were living together at this time as well. And so life looked a little bit different. We were living in a different house then, and just look at how little the kids were too. They were so cute. So the challenge is, when going back and doing previous years like this, what do you journal, right? I don't know what my exact feelings were in that week. I'm kind of lucky that I had photos from that week to begin with, right? This in 2012, I actually was just beginning to use Pocket Pages and just beginning to play with it a little bit. So that album is a mix of Pocket Pages and traditional layouts. But I will say this, that some of these photos were part of the Allie Edwards 31 Things class, the original one when it originally ran, because some of these photos are in that project too. And so I wanted to be sure and point that out because I don't want you to think that you shouldn't use the same photos for two different projects, because you totally can. And I've done that here. I think that the feet photo in the upper right hand corner was included in my 31 Things project, and there's probably a couple of others in here too. So, but I know that was one of the big things when I went back through my photographs. That was one of the big things that stood out to me in the months of May and June, was that I was working on 31 Things. And so if you're not familiar with 31 Things, what that was a project where Allie Edwards sent 31 prompts, one per day, and you were to write about it, and if you could, or if you wanted to take a photograph that went with what you were writing about. And so they were different word prompts, like carry. I'm trying to remember because it was a long time ago. They were just different things to capture life for a while, and so it's a really cool project. And then she's done a second one since then. I haven't done the second one yet, and I think it would be a lot of fun to do the second one. So interestingly enough, I never really finished that project. I did all the prompts and wrote everything and had them all printed out, and then I haven't done anything else with it since then. So I kind of felt like I shouldn't take the second one since I hadn't finished the first one yet. But what I love about Pocket Pages and the Project Life concept, right, is this idea of conceptualizing your photographs, even your day-to-day photographs that, maybe individually it wouldn't have much meaning. Us eating lunch at our favorite Chinese restaurant is probably not particularly significant or meaningful, but included in a weekly context, it makes sense, and it tells part of the story of our week as a whole. This is really why I do Project Life, and what I get out of it personally is this ability to just provide context for the miscellaneous photos that we take throughout the week. One of the things that I documented on this side of the page, actually, is that we haven't done this in a while, but, well, I guess we sort of did in December. We have what we call date days, where Alan will take off a day from work, and we'll just hang out together for the day while the kids are at school. And because we don't do a lot of like Friday night dates or Saturday night dates, maybe once a month we'll do that. And then maybe once a month we'll do date day. And so this was one of those days. And I'm really glad that I had that documented, right? It's something that we do together and something that has meaning to us. And this is one of the ways that photographing seemingly insignificant things can actually tell part of a bigger story that actually does have meaning. because maybe it's not very significant that we had Chinese for the 100th time that year, but it is significant that we were spending time together as a date day. It isn't significant that we played Wii that day. The kids play Wii, and I occasionally play Wii. It's not unusual to play Wii in our house, but that we did it together that day was to me, is something that is very meaningful. And so, again, that's sort of what I use Project Life for. And I think that, because I was listening to the Scrap Gals podcast yesterday, right? And they were talking specifically about Project 365. And I can tell you that I don't participate in Project 365. The idea of taking a photo a day is really overwhelming to me. I'm doing good to do a layout a week for Project Life. And sometimes my layouts, like this one, are half one event or one whole event. So I don't do the Project 365, but I am an avid fan of Project Life. And I'm really just getting back to the project here. I've been sort of rambling on. I'm really excited that Tori and I have been able to design a collection of journaling cards and printables and elements that you can use in your own Project Life. And so I hope that this has been inspirational for you and has provided some springboard for you to create your own projects. Go back and pull out an old album today and get a layout done in that. I will see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.